Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to Stuttering Reframed, the new name for this channel. My name is Michelle and I am a licensed master's level social worker whose goal is also to make videos about stuttering. I am a person who stutters. I've stuttered my entire life, and my goal is to share my experience of stuttering while also working as a social worker. And my goal is to help you all discover your greatest dreams, whether that be with employment or within relationships or whatever it is that will increase your quality of life while being a person who stutters. So let's get to it. So today's video is going to focus on choosing a career as a person who stutters. And it's so interesting that this is the day that I said, hey, let me make a video. I don't know why today something said today. The Americans with Disabilities Act, also known as the ADA, was started on July 26, 1990, which is so interesting because today's date, or the date you should be seeing this video, is July 26, 2022. This is the day that I just kind of woke up and said, let me make a video because it's interesting that this is the day. But I bring up the ADA because the Americans with Disabilities Act is an act that protects people who stutter as well as experience an array of disabilities. In this video, we're going to focus on people who stutter. That's the name of this channel. That's what we're talking about today. So the ADA protects people who stutter in that a person cannot be fired or excluded from employment if they stutter. So, of course, you and I know there are ways to get around this, but we're not talking about that right now. For the purpose of this video, it's important to note that the ADA exists and that it's there to support people who may not have the same fluency as others in the workplace. Just gonna state it, because you stutter does not mean you're less than, or you're not smart enough, or you don't know the answers to things, or what, fill in the blank. Doesn't mean any of that. So it can get tricky in the workplace though, especially if you're in a job field that requires you to express language with fluency. Along with this, self-esteem can also be impacted. So let's say you're working a job that, let's say a call center. I'll throw a call center out there. You're working at a call center and your job is to take calls like all day. So a person who stutters, I would imagine that is probably terrifying for them to think of having to take all these calls all day long, and whether or not their fluency is going to be just that. So as we know, as people who stutter, we can't predict when we'll be fluent and when we won't be fluent. Like, our fluency has a mind of its own. So I think it's important to keep in mind that self-esteem can impact, because then you may start feeling like, well, how can these people, everyone else do it, and everyone else does it so fine, it's so easy for them and not for me. Well, let's say working at a call center is your dream job. Then where do you go with that? I'll let you all in on a little secret. Before deciding to become a social worker, I was unsure of what to do. I have always known that mental health has been my passion, and I can talk about mental health literally all day long. However, I remember very distinctly not wanting a job where I would have to speak. I remember looking in ads for jobs that would say very little communication with others or something to that effect. I remember looking and seeing jobs where like data entry or filing files or something. I just wanted any job that would allow me to do it without communicating with anyone. But that wasn't what I wanted. That wasn't my passion. That wasn't my drive. That wasn't what would satisfy me. That was not what would make me get up every morning and say, I am giving back. Putting envelopes in a drawer or stuffing envelopes or filing papers, organizing. Yes, sounds great. But in the long term, I knew that wasn't what my life's purpose was. So I did a little quick search into what are people saying now about employment where you don't have to speak. And some jobs that came up were like custodian and data entry, also like dog walker. And those are all great jobs. This video is not to minimize anyone's job or like any career choice. Not at all. Not at all. That what I am saying is that those jobs are great if you are a person who stutters and that is a job that you want to do. Those jobs are not okay if you are a person who stutters and are taking those jobs because you stutter. A person who stutters is a person. It is insane that I even have to say that, but regardless of your frequency of fluency, is not determined on your capabilities. It's not determined on your ability to do anything. And I just want to ensure that that's very clear. So I'm curious, what careers are you all in? I'm really curious in learning what jobs you have all decided on. And if you did not stutter, what job would you choose? And are they the same? So I'm really interested in hearing, and let's start a conversation. If I see that we get some traction, I really would love to make this channel a thing. I think I haven't posted in 2 years. I really would like for this to be a space where we can all explore what stuttering looks like in 2022. I mean, let's be real. There are not a lot of videos on YouTube regarding stuttering. And I know we're still a very low percentage, but it's so imperative that we remain a part of the conversation. No pun intended. Okay. I hope to see you all soon. And thank you for clicking on this video.